Okay, hello vlog. Caitlin here again. This content's gonna be a little bit different than the daily vlogs I've been posting and what you're used to. This is gonna be my first ever story time. So this story time is gonna go into why I had to leave Koh Tao early and why there really is no Koh Tao daily vlogging content, even though I was there for, I think, 8 days, like a little over a week. I'll start off with a bit of content warning, trigger warning. It is going to be clip and pictures of an open wound. The first time I show it, there will be like some blood, but it's not excessive bleeding. And the other times it is just kind of like a gross little like pussy mess of a wound. So it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not too gory or anything, but just if you're quite sensitive to that kind of content, like definitely just skip this one, and all my other travel videos after this are going to be the daily vlog content. So the reason I had Koh Tao on my itinerary for traveling was to visit my long-term friend Riley. So I planned a trip to Thailand to partially like do my own thing, but majority of the trip I had planned to spend in the city she's living in, but I cut that trip a lot shorter. I had my room like booked and paid for, and I even just like checked out early. Yeah, first off, let me paint a little picture, tell you guys a little bit about Koh Tao. Koh Tao is like one of the smaller islands in Thailand. It doesn't have like a lot of history or a lot of culture. Most of the locals, or I really want to say all of the locals that you'll see in Koh Tao are there because they're working, or they have bought a business and are running their own business. Koh Tao is very, very, very heavily sustained on tourism. Koh Tao has a really good diving scene, so a lot of people who come to Koh Tao go there to dive, and there's a lot of dive shops there. That's a very, very popular thing to do on the island. The other thing you can kind of do on the island is obviously like partying, drinking, that kind of thing, which I'm almost 5 years sober from alcohol, so that part of the scene of the island does nothing for me. And there's like some hikes and other things you can do as well, but like typically diving and partying are like the main things you do there.
This part of the story is taking place on May 8th.
My friend Riley either had the day off or took the day off, and we had planned to go to a site to go snorkeling. So the other thing about Koh Tao that I forgot to mention as well is they don't have like Grab or Bolt, which are the Thai equivalent to Uber. So you can't like book a car. You don't see many cars on the island either. You definitely do see some, and it is possible to rent a car as well, but the main way you get around is on scooters. Everyone's riding scooters. The locals who are working there are all riding scooters. The tourists are all riding scooters. Every 5 to 10 minutes you're walking, you'll see a rental shop and someone trying to rent you a scooter. Riley has borrowed a scooter from one of her friends, and our plan for the day is to take that scooter, and we're going to, I wish I could remember what it was called, but I don't remember. But we're going to one of the bays to go snorkeling. It's supposed to be a really good snorkeling spot. And so this snorkeling spot is about a 20-minute drive, a 20-minute scooter from my hostel. Riley meets me there. We get on the scooter, we're driving. The rules are Riley's up front driving, I'm in the back as navigator with Google Maps. We're driving to the site, and then it gets to a point where Google tells us to turn left off of the main road, which like neither of us really know any better, so we're following Google Maps. We turn off the main road, and then there's this really steep dirt road hill. The scooter isn't the best, and like it is noticeable that like when you're going down the hills, Riley's like pulling the brake, and like you need to use a lot of brake to like get that scooter to slow down a bit to go downhill, so it's like not the best. We are going up the hill on the scooter, and the scooter like isn't quite making it. Like the scooter is just struggling, and honestly I don't fully remember how I like fell off the scooter, but what I do like remember is we're going up the hill. It's losing a lot of momentum. We're basically like at a standstill. We're either like stopped or almost stopped, and then what I remember is Riley's like, oh shit, because like the scooter isn't able to make it up the hill. So we're like on that incline, and the scooter completely lost momentum, and like I'm falling off the scooter. So just as a personal history of myself, sometime in my early 20s, so maybe around like 9 years ago, I fell off a bicycle. I was like going down a hill and I hit like, I don't fully remember, I hit a rock or a tree, and then I was going quite fast because I was going downhill, and I fell off the bike. And I remember like I used my arm and I braced my fall, and then because I braced the fall with my arm, it was this arm actually, but so I broke my arm. There was like I had like a fracture, not clean through, but partway through the bone, and I broke my arm. And looking back on it, that's because I fell like putting my arm out and bracing myself. So as we're going up that hill and I'm falling off that bike, I know I'm falling off. I like remember back to that moment, and I'm like, oh, I need to just fall. I can't brace myself. I don't want to break a bone. So that's why I kind of just like let myself like fall and didn't brace myself. So I fall off the bike and slide down the hill a bit, and it's dirt, basically like cement kind of. And so I am covered in dirt. I have a really, really big cut that you obviously have seen footage of on like this part of my hand, from like here to here. This part's really cut up. I have a pretty big cut like right here. This part of my arm is cut up quite big. And we show my leg in that clip, but honestly, my leg was not bad at all. Like that was nothing. And then I have another like pretty big cut on this elbow. And this one I think got infected because it was pretty deep and pretty gross. And then obviously this one was the worst. So I have all those cuts right away, fall off the bike. In the clip, I'm like smiling and laughing about it a little bit because honestly, it hurt a lot. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm here to have fun. Like, I don't want to cry on vacation. I don't want to be upset on vacation. Like, I want to enjoy my time. So I'm trying to make the best of it.
So this is Caitlin's second day in Koh Tao. She has a brand new Koh Tao tattoo.
Of course, Riley not only just injures me, but she fat fingers the content as well.
It was basically my fault.
Fell off the bike.
Fell off the scooty trying to go up the hill. Oh, shit. Oh my god, this hill. So we came from this direction, there's the main road, and we turned off and it was already like, oh shit. And then when we tried to go up this hill, this poor little scooty could not handle it, and we fucking ate shit. And she slid on her stomach face down. Like, her head was like here and her feet were up here, so she was sliding face down the hill like this. Oh my god, it was
After the fall, I literally just remember just lying on the ground for like 30 seconds to a minute. Like, I'm just not getting up. Like, not because I'm severely injured, but just because it's like, it does hurt. I am a little bit in shock. I'm just trying to process what the fuck just happened. I get up, like, Riley sees and I see that like I have that huge cut on my arm. Right near where we fell, very, very close by, there's a house where some locals live. So we walk over there and Riley asks them for some water. And then they give us some water in a water bottle. I guess they think we're maybe just like dehydrated or something. As the woman who lives in that house is coming out with her water, she like sees me all covered in dirt and like my big cut on my arm, and she's like, oh, and then she like takes me over to her laundry area where there's a hose, and honestly, she's just so kind and caring. She starts like taking the hose and she's spraying me down herself, and she like gets soap, and she's using soap, and she, like, instead of just like giving me the soap to like do it myself, she is like putting soap on her own hand, and like she's physically cleaning me. It's like very, very, very kind of her. And it does hurt, so I'm like wincing a bit. She says something in Thai to her partner who's also living there, and then he comes back with, I think it's like an iodine solution for wounds, and he comes back with that, and then so she cleans me up as best she can in that moment, and then they put that solution on my wounds. She is so, so kind. She apologizes for like not having any bandages or dressings, and like obviously, like, don't apologize, you've done so much already. And even after that, like, as we're leaving, Riley like offers to give her some money for her like troubles and like whatever supplies we had taken from her, and she like refuses. Riley insists, and she like flat out refuses, which is very, very kind. Although that moment like sucked that it happened, looking back on it, it was like very, very heartwarming. It made me like definitely see how different Thailand and the Thai people and Thai culture is compared to North America / Canada. Like, in no world would I knock on someone's door or go to someone's house in Canada and ask for help. Like, people don't help each other that way in Canada. So it's honestly just very, very refreshing that the Thai people are so kind and helpful. So after my fall, I'm not okay to go snorkeling. We need to go back into town. It's about, like, at this point, I think we were like halfway there. So it's about like a 8-minute ride back into town. I don't really want to do it because of what just happened, but there's no other choice. It's either like ride this scooter back or walk for like an hour. When we get back, I need to shower to clean the wound. So I go and I do that. And honestly, it is excruciatingly painful. Like, at one point while I'm in the shower, I start like, my vision starts going like black, and I start like, you know, kind of seeing stars as if I'm gonna faint. And I'm just like, I cannot have this like happen to me. Like, I cannot faint in the shower and then have Riley come like check on me because I'm taking so long, and then I'm like just naked on the floor, passed out in the shower. I sort of like kneel down in the shower, and I really, really like take my time slowly cleaning it, because I don't want to faint. And honestly, like, it does sound dramatic, but I don't know why it was like so hard for me. I just couldn't do it. Like, you guys see, the wound is not that big of a deal, but yeah, I think part of it was that I hadn't eaten anything that day either. So maybe I was like a little hungry as well on top of all of that. But yeah, I was gonna faint. Riley bandages me up. We just kind of hang out. It's still an okay day, but like, I'm definitely like taking it easy. Okay guys, change of plans for today. Takeout with Taskmaster on the patio. The next day, so May 9th, I'll show you what the wound looks like on May 9th. At this point, I've just been like cleaning it and dressing it. I've been keeping it dressed most of the time, and I feel like I'm doing an okay job with it. One of my friends back home, I'm chatting with her about everything that had happened, and then I guess it's like a morbid curiosity type thing. She asked to see the wound, so I send her that picture that you guys saw of my wound, and she's like, dude, like, I think you should go to the doctor. Like, that's a really big wound, and it looks like it might be like getting infected. And I'm like in denial about it. I'm like, no, blah blah blah. I'm like, I looked up the symptoms of an infection. Like, it's supposed to be throbbing, and like you'll feel heat on it, and I don't have any of those symptoms. But then it's like, you can see there's like that yellow tinge to it, and it's just like the sheer size of that wound is not going to be easy for me to clean on my own and keep clean. So it's like, even if it's not infected now, it's a big open wound. It's going to be susceptible to infection. So I don't go to the clinic that day. The next day, so we're on May 10th, it does, like, I'll show you what it looks like. I feel like I'm doing a good job at keeping it clean, but it does look like there's a yellow tinge to it. So I decided to go to the clinic just to get a second opinion and see if I need antibiotics, like, that's an easy fix. I go to the clinic, I get prescribed the antibiotic.
And I'm told I need a tetanus shot as well.
The doctor gives me a bunch of supplies to clean it, shows me how to clean it, tells me how he'd like me to clean it and keep it dressed, etc. So I'm all set on that. I'm on a 7-day course of antibiotics. He tells me I can't swim, which I assume so. So while I'm in Koh Tao, not being able to swim, not being able to drink, there's just not a whole lot for me to do. Like, yeah, I'm there to hang out with my friend and catch up, but like, my friend has her own life. She has a job. So it's not like we're gonna be together 24/7 anyway. So I just felt a little bit like I was kind of like wasting my time and like, I came all the way to Thailand and I'm traveling and I'm spending money to be here and I'm not able to enjoy myself. I decided to leave Koh Tao early. It kind of felt like I was like getting a little bit like, not depressed, that's being dramatic, but like something akin to like getting depressed, where there was like a couple days after the injury where I was just like staying in bed until like noon. I was just like glued to my phone, just doom scrolling, and I just don't like that version of myself. I try really hard to like break those habits with myself. But yeah, everything is good now. Everything's healed. I can show you like the wound as of today and you'll see it's fine. In the scheme of things, that injury was like nothing, but yeah, in Koh Tao I just was not able to enjoy myself without being able to swim. And the other barrier too is that you need to scooter to get everywhere. And like, after that happened, I don't want to get on a scooter there. And so I really, really did feel like trapped, because all I could do is like walk everywhere and I couldn't go in the water, and there's just like, it's a beach town. So it just really wasn't it for me. But I am grateful that I got to spend that time with my friend, and like, we did get some quality time together, which was good.
And this is my receipt from the clinic. So total charges are about 6,800 baht, which is equivalent to about 290 Canadian. And then the initial doctor fee is 1,000 baht. So that's how much it costs to get seen by a doctor, like without any treatment or diagnosis. And then everything else is extra.